Good morning, folkers. Man. All right. What's good? What's good, everybody? So, here are some more pointers, okay? Today, I'm going to go over head movement and the importance of it in a fight, okay? And that's a street fight, a boxing match, a Muay Thai match, even when in regards to jiu-jitsu and things like that, okay? You can really use it to your advantage in jiu-jitsu. Now, I don't know jiu-jitsu that much, but I do know head movement is very important in every aspect of every fight, of every style, okay? So, what do I mean by head movement? You square it up to your opponent, and you have to incorporate footwork into this because that's how you keep your balance. In regards to your feet, okay? With your feet, you want to have your heel slightly raised, right? And then you want to have your toes spread out as far as possible, just to give you a stable base platform, okay? You want to have your toes spread out like fingers, okay? So, and that's why I work out with my 5-finger shoes, in my garage, in my gym. And then when I spar, I'm barefoot. I feel like it provides me a more stable base. And, I can really get a feel for the ground and know where I'm going. And when you wear shoes, okay, with soles a little bit too thick, you tend to roll on them. And they get caught up, right? They can get caught up on the canvas and then get caught up, wherever you are. Now, in the street, you don't want to be barefoot necessarily, unless your feet are used to it. Unless your feet are used to you being barefoot, like on concrete or on pavement, you don't want to wear, that's where you want to wear shoes. But all the shoes that I wear are very pliable, and there's room in my shoes for my feet to spread. So the only thing I have to worry about, my toes to spread. The only thing I have to worry about is the sole getting me caught up, okay? But that's okay. You just have to get used to it. And that's why you're on the balls of your feet, okay? So as I'm working my head movement, I'm also moving my feet, right? So I'm here, see? See? And my feet are working, right? And then, like I said before, you want to keep your shoulders loose, right? So when I'm here, or if I'm in my Mike Tyson stance, all right, or in the peekaboo, let me assign that to Gus, okay? Because Gus, he's the one who invented that style, So I'm here, or I'm here, right? And then, right, I'm moving. My feet are moving. So as my head is moving this way, I'm here. See how my hands, it's a rhythm. And I'm swaying like that. So it's not just my head doing this, right? It's my entire body working with it. Slip, slip, roll, roll, lean back, dip forward, and slip. So these are the different things you can do when you're working with your head movement. Now, while you're doing this, see, there are different styles, and there are different people that have different ideas about where your eyes are going to be focused on when you're in a fight, right? Some people tell you to look at the shoulder. Some people tell you to keep an eye on the target, but keep the shoulders in your periphery, because what the opponent does with their shoulder can very well indicate what they're going to throw, right? So like I was telling you guys before, some people drop their hands before they throw a jab, right, like that. So you see that hand drop, you know that you maybe get ready to slip, right? But it might be a fake. So you want to be prepared to come this way if they throw that cross, okay? And that's why it's important to keep your head movement, because your head is already moving, and it's easier to get out of the way because you have the momentum going for you. And sometimes you might, now, ideally, you want to slip outside of out of the weapon they're throwing and away from the other weapon. But sometimes that's not possible. Sometimes your head is moving and you're here and then you get caught on the inside. But that's when you throw a counter, right? You might want to throw a counter underneath into their jaw if they slip like that. That way you can keep them from throwing their other weapon right away as you slip in. So if you end up slipping on the inside, throw that, or you can throw something to the body. Bam, right? And then they're concerned about covering up as opposed to just clocking you with their other weapon. Okay? But ideally, you want to be on the outside, right? Now, this is another key point. This is why I like head movement. You know, some guys, they lumber about and they're here, right? Or here, like Mexican style. They don't really care too much about head movement because they're gonna block, right? They're gonna block, they constantly, and they're moving in, and they're constantly throwing, they're keeping the pressure up, okay? But here's the problem with that, for me. I don't like that style. I like to keep my head moving, simply because if someone throws a punch and you block, right? So you block instead of slip, and make them completely miss. They can rebound real quick, right? They're gonna rebound quicker because their fist is bouncing off of your glove or your arm, and it's coming back real quick. And you use less energy that way if you hit a blocked opponent. If you hit a glove or if you hit an arm or an elbow, you get your arm back real quick. You got the momentum coming back, bouncing back at you, right? As opposed to you slipping and you making a miss, it takes a lot more energy to get your hands back. And it takes more time, maybe a split second. But a split second could be all you need to counter and knock a motherfucker out. All right, so I'm here. And if I'm in my Philly style, right, I'm here. I'll give you my shoulder. I'm still, I'm more working on my back foot, right? And I'm more defensive, right? But I'm here, blocking, just like that. And then my arm is down here protecting my body. Now, in terms of blocking in a street fight, right? Because sometimes you might have to block. In a street fight, you're not wearing gloves, okay? You're not wearing gloves, and typically in a boxing match or in a sparring match, you're using your gloves to protect your face. So you want to keep your hands up even if you got good head movement, because they might get lucky and come in and hit something. They might come in. They might actually meet their target, okay? So in the ring, you're wearing gloves, you can pretty much stuff the punch with your glove, right? But in the streets, you don't have that luxury. And you don't want to block with your hands unless it's like open palm and you're redirecting, right? Right? You're deflecting the punch. But sometimes, and that's for straights, right? You're stuffing the straight, right? But if they get you, they come with a roundhouse or a hook or an overhand right, you're not gonna wanna do all this, right? You're not gonna come all the way out here to protect with your hands because you're gonna leave yourself open over here. They can feint, and they notice that you're doing that, right? They testing you, okay? To find out what you're gonna do, how you react to something. So if they see that you're doing this, as opposed to another way that I'm gonna show you, they can feint, change it up on you, and catch you as you're doing this. Even if your shoulder's up, they come right down the middle here, okay? Where they can catch you on the temple. Now, what you want to be able to do on the street, you want to be able to block this way. So, see how the triangle is very closed on this side, right? I have a lot of protection over here. A lot of protection, okay? A lot of protection. So I'm here. Even with the straights, you might be able to catch them with some elbows, right? Fuck their hand up, okay? But you got to keep in mind at the same time, as you're doing that, you're leaving all this open. You don't know if they got knees. You don't know if they're gonna kick or whatever. So you gotta make sure you squatting down and you're pushing and you wanna keep a strong core, right? A strong, tight core that can absorb the shock of any blow to it. And then you kind of like here, right? You down real low. That way it's a little harder for them to get to your body. Even with the knee, you get stuff with the knee, you know. You see, you stuff the knee with like that, right? You want to be able, you want to be quick. And in a street fight, you don't know what the person knows, so you want to be able to see everything. Like I tell everybody, like I tell you guys all the time, see, don't look. Even if they look like they're consistently throwing a combo at you, a consistent combo that you keep dodging and defending, right? And you want to try to counter that at some point. You always want to be mindful that at some point they're going to change it up to catch you, okay? As you try to counter, boom, they feint, bam, they got you with something else. So you want to see everything, okay? And that's what I was getting to when I was telling you what people feel like you should keep your eyes on in a fight. Some people want to keep your eyes on the target. Some people want you to look at the shoulders, particularly the front shoulder, because that can inform, if I move my shoulder this way, it can indicate that I'm going to throw that cross or an overhand. So you can slip on the outside of it, right? But some people want you to look at the target, so as your head is moving, right, you're not getting lost, right? Because if you're just looking at the shoulders or you're looking at the hands coming at you, you don't want to focus on the hands. That's a killer. That's how people distract. They might use if they see that you're looking at the gloves, oh, they got you. They can just distract. They can throw something up here, boom, come with something else. So you don't want to focus on the gloves or the hands, but you want to have it in your periphery. You want to be able to see it coming. And that's why I say see. Don't look at it coming, see it coming, okay? So as you're looking at your opponent, you're looking at everything. You're seeing everything, all right? And then your eyes are going to be on a target where you want to hit. And your target is not always the head, right? If you want to hit the body, you might look at the head for a hot second, boom, look at the body, because you want to be able to hit that target. But then at the same time, if you know you in there, you got an opening, you want to, bam, hit them real quick, come back and look at and see everything again, okay? You don't want to just keep looking at that target. You know, throw your combo, bam, 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 step out, move this way, move that way. But you're seeing the entire picture, especially in a street fight, especially in combat sport like Muay Thai, where you have 8 weapons and you can clinch as well. So you want to be mindful of that too. You want to see where people's arms are going. If you see that their arm, you can see their forearms and they're going past you, you might want to be prepared for a clinch. Okay, and that's a whole different ball game that I really need someone else to show y'all. So at some point I will get somebody else in here and show you things about clinching and throws from a clinch and how to properly clinch and all that stuff, how to throw knees from a clinch, how to break a clinch, things like that. So head movement, very important. You don't want to just be lumbering, right? You don't want to be here. Because okay, so you're good with blocking with your gloves, but you're still getting hit, okay? And that also drains energy from you. That drains power from you. That drains the wind from you. So if you're constantly getting hit and taking on the elbow, and you're not trying to get out the way, yes, it may seem like it takes a lot of energy to move out the way, right? But really, if you're loose, and you're going with the momentum, right? Right? You do some crazy shit, like Tyson Fury going. I mean, it's better to make a motherfucker miss completely than block. But you have to really you gotta really work your core. Really gotta work your core. And you have to work that foot work, okay? It's not that easy. And then you're not just moving your head like this. You're just moving Your entire body is incorporated. You know, using your core. Build your core, build a strong core, and that'll help with that. Turn your hips, and that'll aid in the movement. It'll get that momentum going. Roll, roll, slip, slip, back up, back up. If they're aggressive, eventually you'll catch them with a check hook. You know, but as they're coming in, you're here, and then you move your head this way, catch them with that check hook is natural. As opposed to being here and then going, right? Instead of just starting from there, work the head movement. Your punches will naturally come. They'll be faster, you know, and all that. And at the same time, you're defending. You're defending and punching at the same time, all right? And that's really how I like to get down in a fight, in a sparring match, in a boxing match, whatever the case may be. Keep them guessing. And a big dude like myself, I can get in closer real quick. I can get out real quick. I can move laterally real quick. Because I always work on my footwork. And I'm working on my core. And I got this vest on, right? Work with the vest, take that sucker off. Your movement is great, okay? So just keep those things in mind. Head movement. Head movement. That's what I prefer as opposed to the lumbering Mexican style where you're only slipping when you see something coming. You know what I mean? And then most of the time you're just blocking. That's just my preference, okay? Like Triple G, that's his style. He likes to come in. He's not really moving his head a lot, but he's lumbering at you. He's keeping the pressure on you, okay? Now that first Canelo fight, you saw a lot of head movement from Canelo, and he was missing a lot, okay? Triple G was missing a lot in that first fight, okay, early on. And, you know, Canelo was coming with some mean counters, you know what I'm saying, hit him with the right hand so hard that you thought his head would fly off, but all Gennady did was like that. Well, I'm going to tell you about that too, okay? Now, if you see a punch coming, let's say a hook or overhand right, and you feel like you can't get out the way, and you think it's going to land. Because sometimes that happens, man. You can see it coming, you know it's going to hit you, and you don't have time to get out the way for some reason. It's like when you see a cup of coffee getting ready to fall on the ground, or see something getting ready to tip over. You know it's tipping over, but for some reason, your mind is not allowing you to reach out and stop it. Same thing with this. So you can have something coming in, and you know that you can't get out the way. And you know you don't have time to raise your hand and block it. So instead of just taking it on the chin like that, move your head with it, okay? Move your head like that. You don't want to just stand there and take it if you see it, okay? Because that'll knock you out. So to lessen the damage that it can cause, you move your head along with it. That's what I think Gennady did. That's what I think Triple G did with that very powerful right hand that Canelo threw. He just moved his head. He moved his head way out there, you know, just to not absorb all that power that came behind that. So you just moved your head, and it looked like he got clocked real good. But I think it was like more of a glancing blow because he moved his head like that. Moved his head like that. All right, man. I will get up with y'all. Much love. Share the video. Share the information. Do what you got to do. Take it and implement it, okay? Take it and practice it. These things are not hard, okay? It's like dancing, okay? If you know how to dance real good, more than likely you know how to box real good, okay? So just take it and implement it, practice it. Practice maybe 5 minutes a day, moving your head, you know what I'm saying, and the other things that I showed you guys, okay? All right, man, peace out. Hopefully this did some good for you.